Hey everyone, I've played a few solo turns of Imperial Struggle now on 2 or 3 different nights, and I thought I'd give you some initial impressions. So this evening I set the game up and I've played just through the first 2 peace turns, including the Spanish War of Succession, and the other night I did a similar sort of playthrough. And after 3 solo goes at Imperial Struggle, albeit they were quite short goes, my impressions are very favourable. A really fun game. Clearly the more you play it, it becomes more enjoyable because the rules and everything becomes flows much more easily. I really like the map. It at first appears extremely convoluted and such that you have to have your eyes open everywhere, but the more you play the game, the easier it becomes because you get familiar with the map and as to where everything belongs, so it gets easier. So that initial impression of a very convoluted board is eased after multiple plays. I love the many paths or ways you can achieve victory, whether you're focusing on the commodities or you're focusing on the war turns, building up your war tiles and your ability to win those wars, or you're focusing more on the regional scoring, or you're using your advantage tiles predominantly, or you're really focusing on your event cards. There's a whole raft of ways you can achieve victory in this game. Presumably one wants to have a balance with all the different factors in the game, but that's part of the fun of learning a game like this and getting better at it. You find out what combinations work best and so forth. But anyway, I've been rambling. This is a great game from GMT. Fantastic. Production quality is excellent. A lot of fun to play. I struggle to see it as the spiritual successor to Twilight Struggle. I sort of think 1989 was the successor to that game, which I've still got unplayed after all these years. Probably my one criticism with the game is the rulebook could have been a little bit more fleshed out. You are referred to the playbook on a couple of instances to sort of figure out rules, which didn't seem too intuitive, and I think the rulebook could have had a few more details. But thankfully for Board Game Geek, all those problems are solved. So all in all, this looks like a terrific game. Only played it solo so far. I'll be playing Patrick as soon as possible. He'll be the French, obviously, having a French background, being born in France, I think he was. I'll be the British, and that should be a real challenge because Patrick is very good at looking at and keeping track of multiple tasks and opportunities which are abundant in this game. Anyway, that's my initial impressions of Imperial Struggle, certainly from a solo perspective. I think it's a great game.